Hello, Taurus. This is your tarot reading for June 2017, focusing on love and relationships. A card fell out, and it was a Seven of Pentacles, the card of waiting. Okay. All right, the next card is the Fool. I have a Six of Wands. This is a Knight of Pentacles reversed. Remember, Pentacles represent Earth, and that is your energy. That's your element. I have a Four of Swords reversed, and then a Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. I have this Ten of Swords. I have a Six of Swords. And then I have Death, which is weird because Death showed up for Aries in this exact same position. I will pull the outcome card after the main reading. Very interesting. First off, you've got plenty of Pentacles and Swords, Air and Earth. Okay? Air is light, almost invisible, and it's weightless. Pentacles, on the other hand, are grounded, stable, heavier, and Air also represents our thinking. Pentacles and Air kind of represent, they kind of overlap as far as our thinking. The Pentacles are about being practical, dealing with the material world. Air is more about our decisions and our psychology and the way we think and the way we process information. It has a lot to do with the way we perceive reality. Okay, and sometimes the way we perceive reality can be a little bit skewed as well. So, interesting dynamic with the Pentacles and the Swords. Now, the card that's in the center here, you do have that Four of Swords reversed, and this is the card of usually taking a retreat and resting. Okay, but also when it's reversed, it can not necessarily be about retreat, but the need to run away or escape, or the fact that you might feel alone or excluded. And so the question is why it's surrounded by this Knight of Pentacles reversed and then this Nine of Pentacles on either side. Very interesting. You also have one major arcana card, and that's Death. And once again, I always give the preface that it's not always, very rarely it's about a physical death. It's usually about closure. It's about a big change where nothing that happens after this change or event will be the same. And it usually comes to bring about new beginnings, out with the old, in with the new. So a lot of transitions here, but more than anything, what I'm picking up about you, Taurus, is this need to get away. I look at your Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and I get a sense that you wanted to get away, and maybe you didn't make the right decision, that maybe you had an argument with someone and you just left. You had enough, which is leading to that Four of Swords. Maybe you're partying it up. The Knight of Pentacles is the card of happiness and prosperity, especially with money and career. And so this need to escape, this Nine of Pentacles, would certainly explain a number of things about that. that happiness and that joy, seeking happiness, seeking a space where you can be happy and not deal with a bunch of drama. Okay, so that is my first impression. Okay, when I go back to the beginning, remember what I said about that Seven of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. This is the card of waiting, that you've planted your seeds and now you're waiting for everything to grow and prosper. And so I get a sense that maybe some of you Taurus people have been dealing with a situation for quite a long time. The Fool, oh, so you have two major arcana cards, the Fool and Death. I don't know how I missed that. But the Fool is about breaking away, taking on new adventures. And it's next to this Six of Wands, which is about victory. Okay? And winning. So I kind of get the sense for some of you that the things that you've been waiting for, I get a sense that with this Fool, that some of you just decided, I am done waiting. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. And things are finally, the Six of Wands is sort of indicating that things have fallen into place. Now, as far as a relationship, I do get a sense that there are some of you who started new relationships, who took a risk, that you made important decisions in your life, or a transition came in your life with this Fool, which led to a Six of Wands. So in the past, I do get a sense that some of you have been trying to change a negative situation in a relationship, or change a negative situation as far as your love life. And we have that strong energy of the Fool where you're like, you embark on a new beginning, and you don't care anymore about what the risks are. You're just ready to go for it. And so I think a lot of you got a big payoff in your relationships as far as being patient and being true to yourself. Now, once again, a little bit of turbulence, because remember what I said about that Knight of Pentacles. Your energy is reversed here. And when we have a Knight of Pentacles, we get a little bit of impatience again. Maybe this Knight of Pentacles means, because it's reversed, that you ran into a little bit of trouble with some of the decisions you've made. Maybe instead of waiting and being patient, you kind of made a decision or confronted an obstacle that sort of got in the way. You enjoyed the success and victory, everything is going well, and then out of the blue this obstacle comes up and gets in your way, which leads kind of to this Four of Swords here, that instead of going with the flow, taking a rest, now you're dealing with this obstacle. You're not handling it very well. I think mentally, I think there's a lot of frustration in the relationship. Maybe someone decided, oh, I'm not available right now. Someone's backing out of the relationship. This Swords energy could certainly represent a different person. And then that, once again, that Nine of Pentacles, the joy of life, the prosperity, the party, enjoying the good life. And so I keep getting this sense of escape and breaking away, especially with the Fool, and especially with that Four of Swords. And I can't help but wonder, because your Knight of Pentacles is reversed, if this is about how you're dealing with these frustrations in the relationship for some of you. And if it has been an issue for a long time, establishing trust, having people not BS you, not having people confuse you, I can definitely understand why some of you Taurus people kind of get sick of it. Okay? So this Four of Swords, what I'm feeling is not necessarily you, but your reaction to what a particular person is doing. Someone is not coming out in the open. Someone keeps running away instead of a rest or retreat or taking a much needed break. It seems like this person just keeps backing away and running away and frustrating you. And so your attitude is, well, I'm going to have fun anyway. So this Nine of Pentacles here is very interesting. That one person might be trying to get in the way of your happiness as far as the relationship, and they're a little bit manipulative, and swords can be that way, especially if they're reversed, and you're like, I've had enough. Okay. So when we get to your future, a lot of hurt and pain, and maybe there's someone bringing lots of drama here. The Ten of Swords, remember the number 10 is about starting that new cycle. You're done, you're over it, and then you begin again. But it can also mean that there's a lot of drama that someone's bringing into your life or will bring into your life. And this is the card of traveling. Six of Swords is the card of actual, literal travel. And so I get a separation between you and someone special. I get this need that someone is on drama overload, and they are going to try to just take some space. Now, remember what I said about this Four of Swords reverse. Sometimes it's good to take space and take a vacation and get rest. But now I get this person who is, after all this drama and running away, they might actually be traveling. They might go to a new job or a new home. But they are going to, it does feel like there's someone who's just exiting out of the relationship. They're backing out. And that kind of explains why now we have death, this closure, this big change. And it kind of makes sense when you see this person in the oar, in the boat, surrounded by water, surrounded by emotions, and they're paddling away. They're feeling like I'm done, I'm over it, just like you. You hurt my feelings, and now I'm just going to back off. And then this is when we get this closure. Okay. Now, looking at all of the cards together, I see the dynamic between you and another person where you are being patient, you're being understanding, and the other person is just bringing nothing but drama. You are trying to detach from this drama because, remember, Taurus, you're the no BS person. But this other person just seems to want to come into your life, cause drama. They don't get their way, and then they run away again. Okay? And so maybe this is a good thing with death, that it's bringing a much needed change or an ending to a toxic situation. So, shuffling the cards again for the outcome card. And two cards did fall out, a Queen of Cups and a Nine of Cups. I'm going to set those two aside. So we have some water. And water is good for Earth. Water nurtures Earth. It helps things to grow. And maybe this relationship issue has become such a burden on you that maybe there is a need for getting your emotional bearings back. So I'm going to pull one more outcome card, and I'll let these cups hover. And then I have a Knight of Wands. More fire. Very interesting. Now, the Knight of Wands is interesting because it represents fire. And it seems as if the Knight of Wands, it's not necessarily a new person, but how I'm feeling the situation, it seems to be all about breaking, once again, taking action, to follow your passion, to take the bull by the horns. Pardon, and I just assume that pun is intentional because Taurus represents the bull. But a Knight of Wands is very focused and passionate and very much about action. And Knights always are about change. They're about confronting the obstacles. So I get a sense that the obstacles that you were confronting with this Knight of Pentacles, this Knight of Wands is sort of going to help you push past it. And if it is another person, it could mean a new person, a new energy, a new dynamic that's coming into the relationship. For instance, there are some of you Tauruses who could be in marriages or long-term relationships. And maybe there's had to be a lot of closure with where you live and in the material world, and a lot of adjustment to a change that's had a big impact on your relationship. And so this Knight of Wands is bringing more changes that are about getting excited and embracing the change and going with the flow. But it also seems to be about moving past these obstacles. Okay? Just not even, it seems like you've gone through these changes, or another person, you know, did something that brought about a big change with this Death card, but you might not like the change. You're like, I don't like what happened. I'm really in a funk. I'm just really, you know, I just want to detach. I don't want to deal with anything. But this Knight of Wands is sort of like a reassurance that once you get to the other side of death, that new resurrection and that new life, you're going to understand that maybe you made the right decision for yourself. That whatever this change or decision that happened with death, whether it was a breakup or taking the risk to move somewhere new, or to maybe even get married, this Knight of Wands is in your outcome, and it's sort of reassuring you that it's going to be okay and you're going to be happy where you land. Okay, so yeah, things might get a little chaotic before you actually get to the good part here. Okay, but I don't think you have anything to be afraid of. Okay, especially since this Nine of Cups and Queen of Cups, it's about emotional happiness, finding your joy. Okay, the Nine of Cups is also the wish card. Wishes will come true as well. So that's definitely something you should be happy about. So, Taurus, that was your reading. And if you, as always, if you have, if you want to, you should try my relationship energy readings. Those have been very popular. Those are specifically tailored to deal with the relationship you might have with another person. I thank everyone for your support, your wonderful comments and suggestions, and thank you so much for booking readings with me. So I hope to see you online. I hope to read for you, and I hope your spring is going well. Get ready for summer, and I will see you next month. Take care, and I wish you love and light.